Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rugakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect of this 100% truth. We had another lesson here. John 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So, first of all, the dumb Christians, the dumb Christians who told you in this very deep scripture is talking about the demon Satan. But it's not talking about the demon Satan. Because if you read the book of Job, you will see Satan is a son of God, and he is actually, yes, he's evil, but in righteousness, because he obeys the Messiah. He actually obeys more than your Christians and a lot of your towards wicked and evil Israelites. So, yes, Satan obeyed the Messiah in the book of Job. You can read that by the scriptures, and that actually disproves that hell exists, because hell doesn't exist. And in the book of Job, if you go and read it, and you will see that disproves completely what the Christians teach in the churches. Prove it by the scriptures. You can prove it by the scriptures, okay? So first of all, what it says here, he was a murderer from the beginning. Who was the first murderer? Who was a murderer from the beginning? This is talking about Esau, okay? The devil. This devil, the devil, and the father of lies, just because Esau, the Edomites, our enemies, are actually the father of lies. They're the father of liars. They're murderers. They promote LGBTQ. They promote feminists. They're a bunch of fucking devils. Okay, so they had no truth at all on them. So what is talking about? He was a murderer from the beginning. This is talking about Cain. Just Cain. Cain. Genesis 4 and 8. And Cain told with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. You see, Cain was the first murderer in history. He murdered his brother Abel because he's an Edomite. He's Esau. He hates Jacob. He hates the Israelites. Okay? That is Cain. Cain is an Edomite and Abel is an Israelite. Alright? And Cain hated his brother, just like Esau. Just like Esau hated Jacob. And if you're wondering, yes, Cain is Esau in the reincarnation. Cain is Esau in the reincarnation. And Jacob is Abel in the reincarnation. Why? How do I know this? Because it's the same story. And by the Spirit you know it. Because Esau hated Jacob, he wanted to murder him again. But Jacob, actually the Lord didn't allow that. And Jacob actually had the blessing. And Esau, the Edomites, had the curse. But that actually proves that the Lord does not love everybody. He hates Esau, but he loves Jacob. And actually Jacob represents Israel and Esau Edomites. Okay, so the Lord gave the blessing to Israel, to Jacob, and the curse to Esau, the Edomites. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. In other words, it literally says like this, as it is written, Israel have I loved, but Edomites have I hated. Okay, that's what he's talking about. The Lord loves Israel, and he hates the Edomites. Okay, because from the book of Genesis to the book of Revelation, it's only to Israel. It's only given to Israel. Okay, it's only given to Israel. So all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, for that, for giving and choosing the Israelites from this to this 100% truth. In this side, it's only the 1/3. Okay, it's only the 1/3. But all Israel shall be saved, like Romans 11:26 says. Anyways, what I want to talk about more, okay, so yeah, I prove this is talking about Esau, our team. I know it says on here, it says on here that he is not on the truth and he abode not in the truth, just because Esau have no truth at all. He does not believe in the Bible. Esau does not believe in God. He believes in Baphomet. He believes in Moloch. He believes in false and pagan gods. He worships animals basically, because Baphomet is a goat and Moloch, I believe, is a bull. So he worships false and pagan gods. Status. Basically, he worships the demon Satan, but also, let me tell you something. Despite the fact they don't believe in the Bible, why is that? Because they are from the other nations. They are Edomites. The hidden nations do not believe in the Bible. You go teach an Ishmaelite, the Ishmaelites will not believe the Bible. No heathens will ever believe in the scriptures. The heathens does not believe in the scriptures. Okay? They don't believe at all in the scriptures. They believe in Allah, in the Islam. They believe in Buddha. You see, this is proof that the only nation who could get salvation is the Israelites. The other nations could not get any salvation. They're just gonna get fucking destroyed. A destruction. But not only a destruction, because they will be put in slavery, especially the Edomites. But those nations, they're gonna be our slaves in the kingdom. Why? Because they are not believers. They are not from Israel. And again, Esau had no truth at all. He promotes LGBTQ. He promotes feminists. He promotes those things. He is not in the truth, and he will never believe, because he's the devil. That's what he is. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he's a liar, the father of it. Yes, because Esau is the father of lies. He's a liar. He's a murderer. He's also a faggot. Okay, he's everything. Told you he's the devil basically. This is a very deep scripture, and he's talking about the Edomites. He's talking about Esau. And Esau is the serpent. If you're wondering, Esau is the serpent on the Garden of Eden. Because Christians believe in fables and fantasy. They believe he was a literal serpent. Or it was the demon Satan transformed in a serpent. But that is not what he's talking about. That's just retarded, because serpents don't talk. This is talking about the man. The serpent is a title to a man, to an evil and a wicked man. And obviously that's Esau. Okay? Esau was in the Garden of Eden. He spoke their first lie, and he was a liar from the beginning, okay? And he deceived Eve. And like I said in other scriptures, in other lessons I do, the woman is more wicked and evil than the man, and from the woman came sin, and through her we all die. Ecclesiasticus 25:24 through verse 26. It says that, because Eve was the first to sin. It was not Adam, it was Eve. Okay, so talking about Eve was Eve. And look at this, actually. Genesis 3 and 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, that's Eve, ye shall not surely die. You see, that was a lie. That was a lie by Esau. Esau lied to Eve. He said basically to her, like, oh, you go eat the fruit of the garden. You go eat the fruit, of that tree. You will not die. The Lord is lying to you. You see, because Esau is a liar. Esau is the deceiver. He's the adversary. He's the wicked and evil. That's why he will pay the double and gonna get fucking destruction and gonna get put in slavery for 1,000 years in the kingdom. You're gonna be our slaves. They're gonna be our slaves. And they're gonna be suffering in pain, pain for what they did to us Israelites. But yes, the serpent was an Edomite. And why he did not spoke the lie to Adam? Because he knows a man is more wise and is more righteous than the woman. That's why he's a serpent. Why? Because the serpent is wise. And Esau is wise, but in wickedness. He's not wise in righteousness, but in wickedness. That's why he deceived Eve. That's why he spoke a lie to Eve, because he knows that the woman can more easily be deceived, are more wicked and evil than the man, and also are more retarded than the man. They have low IQs. So basically, this, and it's the truth, okay? You should not get offended by this. But Esau basically knows that, so he's very wise. He's the serpent. That's a title to a wicked and evil man. So he's the serpent. Esau is the serpent. He spoke a lie to Eve and deceived her in the Garden of Eden. He bring the sin by deceiving Eve. Okay? Or actually, he did not bring sin, actually. Eve brings sin to the Israelites because, yes, Esau, was a sinner. He was still a sinner. But Eve, Eve and actually the Israelites were not sinners, yes. They were in complete righteousness, 100%. But because Eve sinned, that's why we came into sin, in chaos, because, that's something that in some words shouldn't happen, but it also should happen, since the Lord predestined this like this, because a lot of the day is no free will at all. The Lord is in control of everything. So, you see here, Esau is a liar. He's the father of lies from the beginning. And he's talking about from the beginning. And this is actually the beginning. This is the beginning. It's in the scriptures. It's in the scriptures. So, John 8 and verse 44 is not talking about the demon Satan, dumb Christians. It's talking about Esau. The murderer, Cain, Esau, Edomites. Like Esau wanted to murder his brother Jacob. He had no truth at all. He deceived this world. He's a liar. He's the devil, basically. That's why in the book of Obadiah it says, let me put that out. Obadiah 1 and 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. You see, the Lord hates the Edomites. He's gonna destroy them in a fucking destruction, and they're gonna disappear from the whole existence of the world after their 1 year slavery, when they're gonna pay the double, and the Israelites gonna reign forever, because he gave Jacob the blessing. So hope you get edified. Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rukakodash, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Rukakodash, Barakatam.